This is Roger Hibbard and his beautiful wife Elizabeth, and today we're in the 23rd chapter of we're in the 23rd chapter. Sorry about that. I'm going to give her some apple. We're in the 23rd chapter of Acts, and so here we go. Paul has been up there. He's been taken by the tribune now because the Jews got mad at Paul. Everywhere Paul goes, they get mad at him, the Jews do. And now he's the tribune has brought up the Jewish leaders to find out what in the world are you guys mad at him about. So here he is, and he's in the council, and Paul, it says in 23rd chapter of Acts, and looking intently at the council, Paul said, "Brothers, I've lived my life before God in all good conscience up to this day, and the high priest Ananias commanded those who stood by him to strike him on the mouth." Then Paul said to him, "God is going to strike you, you whitewashed wall. Are you sitting there to judge me according to the law, and yet contrary to the law, you order me to be struck?" Those who stood by said, "Would you revile God's high priest?" And Paul said, "I did not know, brothers, that he was a high priest, for it is written, you shall not speak evil of the ruler of your people." Now when Paul perceived that one part were Sadducees, one part were Sadducees and the other Sadducees, he's going to get real smart here, Paul is. And so there were half were Sadducees and half were Pharisees. He cried out in the council, "Brothers, I'm a Pharisee, a son of a Pharisee. It is with respect to the hope and the resurrection of the dead that I am on trial." And when he had said this, a dissension arose between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the assembly was divided. For the Sadducees say there is no resurrection, nor angel, nor spirit, but the Pharisees acknowledge them all. Then a great clamor arose, and some of the scribes of the Pharisees' party stood up and contended sharply. "We find nothing wrong with this man. What if a spirit or an angel spoke to him?" And when the dissension became violent, the tribune, afraid that Paul would be torn to pieces by them, commanded the soldiers to go down and take him away from among them by force and bring him into the barracks. The following night, the Lord stood by him and said, "Take courage, for as you have testified in the facts about me in Jerusalem, you must also testify also in me in Rome." And when it was day, the Jews made a plot and bound themselves by an oath neither to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. All right. There were more than 40 who made this conspiracy. They went to the chief priests and elders and said, We have strictly bound ourselves by an oath to taste no food until we have killed Paul. Now therefore, you, along with the council, give notice to the tribune to bring him down to you as though you were going to determine his case more exactly, and we are ready to kill him before he comes near. Now the son of Paul's sister heard of the ambush, so he went and entered the barracks and told Paul. Paul called one of the centurions and said, "Take the young man to the tribune, for he has something to tell him." So he took him and brought him to the tribune and said, Paul the prisoner called me and asked me to bring this young man to you, as he has something to say to you. The tribune took him by the hand and going inside asked him privately, what is it that you have to tell me? And he said, the Jews have agreed to ask you to bring Paul down to the council tomorrow, as though they were going to inquire so much down to the council, to the council tomorrow, as though they were going to inquire somewhat more closely about him. But do not be persuaded by them, for more than 40 of their men are lying in ambush for him, who have bound themselves by an oath neither to eat nor drink until they have killed him. And now they are ready waiting for your consent. So the tribune dismissed the young man and he dismissed the young man charging him, tell no one what you have informed me of these things. Then he called 2 of his tribunes and said, get ready 200 soldiers and 70 horsemen and 200 spearmen to go as far as Caesarea at the 3rd hour of the night, and provide mounts for Paul to ride and bring him safely to Felix the governor. And he wrote a letter to this effect. Claudius Lysias, to his excellency the governor, Felix, greetings. This man was seized by the Jews and was about to kill him by them when I came upon them with the soldiers and rescued him after learning that he was a Roman citizen. And desiring to know the charge for which they were accusing him, I brought him down to their council. I found that he was being accused about questions of their law, but charged with nothing deserving death or imprisonment. And when it was disclosed to me that there would be a plot against the man, I sent him to you at once, ordering his accusers also to state before you what they have against him. So the soldiers, according to their instructions, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris, and on the next day they returned to the barracks, letting the horsemen go on with him. When they had come to Caesarea and delivered the letter to the governor, they presented Paul also before him. On reading the letter, he asked what province he was from, and when he learned that he was from Cilicia, he said, I will give you a hearing when your accusers arrive. And he commanded him to be guarded in Herod's praetorium. All right. And so he's going to go to Jerusalem. He's going to go to Rome after all, right?